Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at Damon Baird. Damon Baird from NECA. This figure was released in 2011, and he is from the Gears of War 3. I mean, yes, he is from the Gears of War 1, but this figure in particular, the way they made him, was from the Gears of War 3 video game. And I always have kind of like a, I don't know if it's Baird. No, actually, I don't know if it's Baird. I know Marcus Phoenix calls him Baird. But I've heard other people call it differently, so I guess I'm just gonna go with the video games because that's what the producers of the video game called him. So it's Baird, Damon Baird. I think he is like the mechanic slash he fixes everything in the video games. So as you can see there, he has the tools and stuff that he pretty much fixes everything. Right now we're getting a good 360 view of the figure. This is one of my actually favorite figures of the Gears of War toys that I've done. I do like Dom. I do like, the Locust Grunt and Anya so far. But I don't know, there's something about this figure that kind of just sticks out a lot more than the other ones. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the figure off the spinning turntable and take a look at everything the figure comes with. Alrighty everyone, I'm sorry for the little smirk, but this is everything the figure comes with. Again, like Dom Santiago and Anya Stroud, they only come with one accessory, which is just a gun. This one in particular is the Retro Lancer. It is not a Lancer like Anya's, it is the Retro Lancer. And what's the difference between the Retro Lancer and just the classic Lancer is, well, this one kind of has just a bayonet up front as opposed to the chainsaw. I would kind of say though that the gun itself, they look a lot similar except for that little thing. I mean, other than that, I'm not gonna do a comparison of the guns themselves, but just doing this one in particular, I like that you can see the bayonet here. I like the blood on here. You can probably see that there's like it's kind of black here. It can be old blood, and the red, it can be the fresh blood. I like that on there. I like that right here where he actually is supposed to be holding on to the gun itself, the rifle. It's kind of like bandaged up, so it gives him like a better comfortability to holding the weapon. I like that the weapon is kind of supposed to be gunmetal, where they use the black wash on it, and parts of silver to give it that gunmetal look. I like that. I really like the detail on the gun, even though it's, like most guns are just plastic cast off of a molding they had. I do like all the little details and intricate things that this gun has. I do like that. Other than that, the gun is, the same on both sides. This one also does still have the little post right there, as you can see, like most guns of the Gears of War's figures that I've done, and that's just to stick, pretty much to stick on the back of the figure. I'm pretty sure this one, I don't know if I showed on Anya. When I do a comparison, I will show you that she does have the hole in the back of her. I will show that Baird does have the hole as well. So that's everything that the figure comes with. What we're gonna do next is get the figure and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks, here he is, Damon Baird. Oh, this figure is he just looks so nice, so kind of a serious look to him. I think that's the goggles that kind of get me. I like the goggles on the top of his head. But anyway, what we're going to do first is we're going to take the camera, back it up a little bit, and then we're going to raise it and kind of point it down, and we're going to get the figure. That way we can look at him like this. So from top to bottom, we're going to look. He has a really nice head sculpt. I mean, I know trying to compare the video game head sculpts to this, I mean, that's Damon Baird when you look at him. I really like that. That head sculpt. I like the hair, the sculpted hair on here just looks very nice, actually. It looks very, very nice. The goggles that he has, with the green lenses on there. I mean, it's been a while since I played Gears of War 3. Right now, currently, I'm playing Gears of War 1, and he's not wearing them on there, obviously. But I do like that. I do like the rest of his, I think this is like the vest. I don't know if it's a bulletproof vest what they're wearing on there. I know they call it the gear, but I do like this. As opposed to the other ones, some of them, like Anya, she had it like right here was complete hard plastic. This one's kind of rubberish, actually. You can see I'm kind of pressing it. But anyway, I do like the color on here. It's just the detail on it, it's just so nice. like every little part that you look at, starting from here to here, there's always something different. There's the different color to there, you know, there's something, a different sculpt there to there. You got a different color there. Just the whole thing. You just, any little part of the vest that you look at is just something new to look at. It's sculpted completely different and colored different. Even the back is sculpted very completely different with the, you know, with different colors on there. And there's the hole I was talking about where the gun, you know, the post goes in there. One little thing I did kind of notice though, so if you guys play the games, like I'm playing the game right now, I played the game, you know, years ago, but I'm just kind of going over it again. You do know that, you know, sometimes they have the primary gun where they put right here, and if they're using it, they don't have it right there. But when they use a secondary gun, they put the primary one right here and get the secondary. And then they obviously have like the sidearm too, but most of these guys don't come with the sidearm. But what I'm trying to say is they should have another hole right here, and they should actually come with another gun. They should have, you know, their primary and their secondary gun there. I think the only one that comes like that is the Locust Grunt, and so far that I reviewed. So that's just something I don't like. That, you know, like Anya, Dom, you know, in this one so far they don't have the extra secondary gun. I don't like that at all. Really big missed opportunity. They could have been, you know, put in different guns. There were so many guns in the video games that they could have just put something in there. So I don't know. Anyway, so going over still the rest of the figure, his belt, he has a lot of, you know, just detail on his belt and his back pockets. I mean, he has, you know, his shells right here on his leg. Look at his belt buckle. It's just like the detail he has on the belt buckle. Just, you know, there's a little thing right here where he has like the tools right here, the screwdrivers. I like that they put that little detail on there. You know, the boot gauntlets. I always get confused. They just look so nice with the boots. Again, kind of a hindrance when it comes to movement, which we'll go over here next shortly. But overall, this figure's detail is just so amazing. For it being a 10-year-old figure, actually. It's already a 10-year-old figure, released in 2011. You know, this is a 10-year-old figure, and the amount of detail that this figure has, it's really, really out there. I know there's some NECA figures that are, you know, coming out, and they don't have as much detail as some of them do. So, you know, if they're gonna keep, you know, if they were gonna go with this kind of detail and in you know, paint application and all that, they should have stuck with it instead of being like, oh, this one we're gonna kind of be lazy with, this one we're gonna do okay with, but the accessories are gonna kind of suck. Like, no, this one they went 100% all in. And now, before I forget, I always do this because I believe I did it on my last video. I'm gonna do the tape measure, the height on it. Let's see, to get a good view, he stands 7 1/8 inches. So he stands a little bit over 7 inches, 7 1/8. So what we're gonna do next is now go over his articulation. Alrighty, folks. So going over Damon Baird's articulation, Damon Baird's. Just going over Baird's articulation. I do believe he has a 360 turn at his head. A little stiff, and he does look up and down a little bit. So I do believe he has a ball joint, not just a regular joint, it's a ball joint at his head. It's pretty much where his head and neck meet. He has no articulation at the base of his neck. He does have a butterfly joint right here, which is very nice. I like figures that have butterfly joints because it makes them kind of like, for example, if you want to put his guns, if he has his gun, and if he doesn't have that butterfly joint, he's trying to hold it with two hands. His hands are going to be like this, separate apart. You know, his wrist is going to be contorted so this one can hold it. But because he does have the butterfly joint, look how much closer his hands can get. I really like that. I'm doing this kind of far. I'm sorry about that. So that's the reason I do like the butterfly joints at the figure. So he has a butterfly joint right there. Makes it go back and forth very smoothly. He can go up. No, God, I hate that little cracking sound. It's just because I really don't move this figure that much. So he does go up to about there. Oh, there we go. He goes down to about there, and I do believe he has a 360 turn at his pretty much shoulder up here. He has no movement at the bicep. He does have a double joint. I'm sorry, a double bend at the elbow. That's what it's called, a double bend at the elbow, double bend. But you can't really get that bend there. You can tell he has it because he has a pin right there and a pin right there. But you can tell he can do it, but you know he can do it because of that. But he can't do it because of the gauntlet at his wrist. So that kind of hinders that. So that's one thing I don't really like. And that's with both hands, actually, or both arms. As far as his waist, he kind of, it almost looks like he has movement at the torso, but his torso is supposed to be up here. So he has movement at the waist where he can go, back to about there, and he goes forward to about there. Other than that, though, actually, never mind. I was going to say no. Other than that, he does have a 360 turn at the waist, actually, which some figures don't. So this one does have a lot of movement right there. I really like that. Let's see, as far as his legs go, he doesn't really like the other figures. Anya, I think, is the only one that got some great movement on her legs, except her legs are kind of jacked up. He goes up to about there before, the stuff that's on his legs and stuff kind of start hindering his movement. So he goes up to about there. And he goes far back than the other figures. That's quite a long ways for him to go back. He does go sideways, but except you can see here, this tool, like we'll try it with this one actually, because this one was heading already. As you can see here, he does kind of go up there. I like that. I don't think the other figures did that. They didn't have the for them to go sideways, other than Anya. As far as the knee is concerned, his knee does not have that much movement, considering that his boot gauntlets start hitting there. So he stops. I'm gonna push it a little bit. He stops to about there, and that's as far as I'm willing to push it. As far as his boot, he does have the the down all the way, the up all the way, and we can push this down, and then his toes. I'm sorry, here we go. They're a little bit stiff, there we go. His toes do move as well. So that is Baird with his articulation. Very good articulation with this figure, concerning the other ones. I think the other ones are just really more stiff and haven't really, moved them around much to get that, full mobility in them. So that's why I think this one, don't get me wrong, I don't really move around with this one either. But this one he had no flaws, manufactured flaws to him so far that I've seen. So, yeah, there he is. What we're going to do next is we're going to bring out other figures and do some side-by-side comparisons and maybe get a good, I guess, shot of all the figures that I've reviewed so far. Alrighty, folks. So here he is, Damon Baird holding the Retro Lancer, kind of pointed it upward. I don't really like that. I mean, you can have him pointed it upward. You can have him really pointing it forward with both hands, but you can't really have him holding it and pointing it in front of him. If you know what I'm talking about. His arms just don't reach. It's kind of weird. I've tried messing with the figure a few times, and you just can't do it. So let's just leave him like that for now. I'll put him to the side right here. Let's see if I can get him. He stands a little funny. There we go. It's kind of have to arc his back for him to stand, but we'll put him sideways. And the first one we'll do for him, as comparisons, is Dominic Santiago. Also, this guy. Sorry, I was just moving his legs so you can get a better standing. There we go. Oh, and that one was about to fall. There we go. Dominic Santiago and Damon Baird right next to each other. This is a great shot right here. What the two figures are missing for them to be like, wow, this is just amazing. But yeah, you got those two figures right there. I kind of want to say Dominic Santiago has a little bit bigger arms than this guy, and he kind of. I want to say they're matched almost in height. So there's a good, good comparison with those two. I'm going to put him aside for now. Actually, I'll take him all the way out, and then I'll bring him back in when I do a full kind of shot of the whole, of all the figures together that I've done so far. Here's a shot of Baird next to a Locust Grunt. The only Locust Grunt that I've reviewed so far. When I was actually playing the first video game, I think the second one too, I never really paid attention how big the Locust Grunt really were. They were really big dudes. I mean, look how big this guy is compared to Baird, compared to Dom and stuff like that. So a nice, good comparison with the two right there. I'm going to move him aside right now as well. Like I said, I'll bring him back in and do a full shot of all of them that I've reviewed so far here shortly. And then here's a great shot with Baird and Anya. like I said, she has kind of like that weird stance because of her leg. If you've seen my review of the figure, you'll know why she stands like that. Overall, still a great figure. But so this is what I was talking about right here. So we'll do a little bit comparison with these two. So first, we'll kind of go like this, and we'll get some shot up close of these two. So what I was talking about is this is the Retro Lancer. As you can see here, the Lancer here, the Retro Lancer, has kind of like the bayonet knife, and I kind of want to almost say that the gun, yeah, they kind of both look actually the same, minus that. So this one, like I said, yeah, this one has the bayonet one, as opposed to, you know, Anya's has kind of like that chainsaw here. Let me move this a little bit more. Kind of has that chainsaw look to it as well. So I think that's the, you know, that's very, very cool that they included, you know, one that had the Retro Lancer, one that didn't have it and had just a regular Lancer. That's actually pretty cool. Sorry, my finger just got right there. So yeah, and also the last thing before I bring in all the figures together and get a good clean shot of all of them so far is I did want to show you guys that I knew I was going to bump him. You know what, here, I'm going to put her down like this. Let me start putting him like this to where we get a good clean shot and put him on the side like dingies. Come on, man, you can stand. This guy just has a really hard time standing because his ankles. There we go. Just stay for right now, man, please. There we go. Okay, so as far as Anya, I wanted to show you guys that she did have the hole in the back. I don't think I showed that. Maybe, I mean, I know I didn't show it in the video. I know you guys probably seen it, and I just kind of, you know, skipped over it real quick, but I did want to show that. She does have the hole for, you know, for the weapon as well. So what we'll do here is we'll put Anya, so this is going to be kind of a little bit weird, so we'll put Anya maybe on the side right there. We'll put the grunt maybe right here, kind of looking at you, and then we'll put Dom kind of right there. Oh, yeah, these guys. I actually have to use different types of stands. Like I believe I have a Dom with a NECA stand where it's just like a black disc with the little peg so you can actually stick his leg in, or like one of his foot in there. But I believe I have Baird, and it's called a Kaiser stand, where it's actually like a black stand, and it kind of comes up and it kind of hooks around his body so he can stand, because he doesn't stand with the NECA ones. But there's a nice clean shot. Let me see if I can actually look at it like this. There we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the shot right there. There's a nice clean shot of all the figures I reviewed so far from the NECA line. Alrighty, folks. So there he is. I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer. There we go. There he is. Damon Baird, or just Baird if you guys want to call him just Baird. From NECA, released in 2011. If you guys like this video, please give me a like. Please share it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get, you know, notifications when I post new videos. I post new videos on every Sunday and Wednesdays. I'm still kind of working on the time on those days, but I know for sure it's Sundays and Wednesdays. If you have any questions, if you guys have anything good, any constructive criticism, anything bad to say at all, anything in the comments will help. Also, I do ask that if you watch the videos, please watch them all the way through. It helps my videos get circulated around YouTube. When you don't watch them all the way through, YouTube thinks that the videos are trash, and so they don't circulate them with the other videos. If you want an inside scoop before YouTube and kind of get a sneak peek before of what I want to post, I do that on Instagram. So if you want to, you know, head over there and give me a follow, please do so. I will leave the link in the description down below. That being said, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.